doubt about it. 50 laps tonight, so it'll be Delaware double file restarts as long as the track stays raceable. There's Mike Striegel, the chief starter here, till 10 or less laps to go, right? Tonight
Yes.
It'll be single file. All lap cars under a caution or red restart on the tail, and they do get courtesy laps for flat tires. Well, buddy, good to have you here tonight at Wheatland. We would seem like we was just here for the Show Me 100. Let's turn them loose here tonight for the Diamond Nationals.
Absolutely. 50 laps, $15,000 on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going green with the Dixie Chopper Field of Thunder. We've got 4 cars piled up. And at the end of lap number 1, Brandon Overton is your leader, but Jeff Herzog, Ross Robinson, Garrett Alberson, and Dalton Wilson collected in a pileup in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and that will put us under the Gorsuch Performance Caution flag for the first time here tonight.
Garrett Alberson, they're already doing a little body work on the side of that 58 car as Ross Robinson will back away. Right now, it looks like everybody should be able to continue with the exception of possibly Dalton Wilson, as he very well may need the hook. He's got some heavy damage on the right front of that race car as Jeff Herzog sits sideways in front of him down in turn 4.
So unofficially 1 lap scored, as they had just about everybody except the back half or the back couple cars of the field across the line. Here's a look from the speed cam in the front straightaway. What happened, contact back there between Herzog and I believe Daniel Hilsebeck in that red 22. And the 11 of Herzog goes around, the others with nowhere to go. And it looks like the 18D of Dalton Wilson going to require the assistance of a wrecker. Now we'll see if his night is done. The helmet has come off, Ben. We'll see if Dalton Wilson is done for the night or if he's just taking the helmet off to maybe catch a breather. I'm not sure. It doesn't look good for the James Ratliff Racing 18D.
No, he's got the helmet off, and again, the right front, a lot of damage. And the way that hood, it might have got into the radiator pot. Well, it sounds like they may have cranked it. Usually don't. No, actually, that'll be Herzog that cranked. I'm going to say that Dalton Wilson is going to have terminal issues on that entry here for tonight. Tough break for that driver. He had to claw his way out of a B main into the main event, and he's got a lot of right front damage.
Right now, he sits currently 7th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship points. We did get a lap in. It's the leader +3 at the scoring loop here in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. As you see, the officials check the car 18D. Again, James Ratliff out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. Jeff Herzog had a flip there. He's got a right front flat tire down, so he'll be headed to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit here shortly for the driver. First race in what? How many weeks, Ben? It's been what, 2 or 3 weeks since he got this new Capital back together.
Yeah, it was June 2nd was when he got upside down at Tri-City.
Well, it's more than a few weeks, yeah.
Yep, and they brand new car said the other car was not salvageable, and they put this one together brand new, and man, he's able to drive away. Dalton Wilson, they're going to push him back, but again, helmet's off. And I got to think his night has come to an early end. He's going to head to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, but I don't think we're going to see the 18 again.
Well, here's a look at a couple drivers in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit area right now. Garrett Alberson among the drivers back getting work done to their race car. Alberson in that Roberts Racing number 58. James, you and I talked to him a little earlier this evening, the current track record holder here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Going modified style there in the right front as they cut the flopper off of that car. There's Ross Robinson in the 7 car as they will check his out. There's his wife, Amanda Whaley Robinson, checking out, make sure the radiator and everything, that they don't have the bumper into the radiator. So 1 lap in the books, Dustin, 49 to go. Brandon Overton will be your leader as Dalton Wilson will head back to the pit area out of this one.
Yeah, tough break again for the driver out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Dalton Wilson, you mentioned, he comes into the event 7th in the series point standings. He was 8th in the final series standings a year ago, still searching for that first win with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
There you see the Festus, Missouri driver, Jeff Herzog, in that Capital number 11. As you see Dalton Wilson back there going back to the hot pit area.
And he may just be pushing back into his pit stall. So the hot pits here at Lucas Oil Speedway are just off the racetrack, basically in the staging lane here in Wheatland, Missouri at Lucas Oil Speedway. So when cars pull off the racetrack, they buzz right by where the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit area is here at this facility.
So courtesy laps for Herzog, in a right front flat tire, and there you see the 18D and a tough go with just 1 lap complete for Dalton Wilson. The driver out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, has been very been solid this year. And he'll regroup and head to Houston's next week. Again, we'll be there on Thursday night, 12K to win, and then Friday heats, and then 53,000 to win in a week.
Yeah, you know, Dalton Wilson's improved so much this season. He came very close at Fairbury Speedway, getting his first Lucas Oil win. He led at Deer Creek in a prelim before mechanical issue. Actually had a flat, knocked him out of the lead. And tonight's not going to be his night either. As lights are out, guys, we're going to come back to the green flag.
So 1 lap scored, 49 laps to go. As a couple of guys still in that heartbeat, hot sauce, hot pit area. Leave the caution lights on for 1 more lap so that they get their full 2 laps, James. Back there, Brandon Overton will be your race leader on this Delaware double file restart. Ross Robinson, Garrett Albertson, they are going to be able to rejoin the field at the tail. And I believe Jeff Herzog, yep, there he is. Herzog also going to be able to rejoin the field at the tail.
So Brandon Overton again looking for his first series win. He won twice back in January at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and then he committed here at Wheatland to run the entire series for the first time this year, running for that $1 million points fund. Right now sitting third in the championship points. Thornton and Davenport. JD picks the top. Out of turn 4, the Racing for Yours restart zone. 1 in the books here in Wheatland, Missouri.
Brandon Overton, the leader in lap number 1, just ahead of Jonathan Davenport, and now RTJ is going to sidestep JD over in turns 1 and 2. Davenport going to try to get a run back to the outside. They'll go side by side. Devin Moran going to join the battle as well off corner number 4. Overton leads it now. Ricky Thornton Jr. up to second. Davenport, though, still trying to get a run on the outside. There's Chris Simpson now rounding out the top 5.
And Justin Duty was the Todd Steel Building's hard charger at Deer Creek in Minnesota. Making a run side by side briefly out of turn 4. JD has the spot as they enter to turn 1. Over to the sled from the green flag. 3 laps in the books. Thornton put the pressure on Moran. Those two battle down to the end of the Shelby 100 back here in May. Then it's Chris Simpson, then Duty, Hughes, Looney, Hodges, and Chad Simpson runs 10th.
That's how they run right now. 4 laps going up on the board, and Ricky Thornton, Jonathan Davenport rather, is close back in on the 76 of Brandon Overton. Davenport may have the fastest car here in the very early stages of this one. He was 0.3 of a second back of the race leader last time by now. With 5 laps in the books, it's a mere 0.2 of a second for the 76 of Brandon Overton. Now Davenport going to stick a nose down to the inside.
Yeah, this track has been racing all night long. Danny Lorton's done a great job. Now Davenport will shoot to the outside at the line. And do we have a change? It's now Jonathan Davenport out in front on lap 6.
By 26 1/1000ths of a second, the 49 goes out front, and he is setting a torrid pace at the front of the field. James is quickly closing in on the back of the field, just a few laps away. Meanwhile, business picking up on the right side of your screen of the battle for the 4th spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. has it. Chris Simpson and Justin Duty both trying to take it away. An outstanding run in the early going for Justin Duty in the 15.
Out of turn 4 now. They will pick up the tail end of the field here as they go into turn number 1. Trevor Gundaker, the last car in lead lap. Everybody still on the lead lap now as they work out of turn number 2, working lap 9. Davenport about a 6-7 car length advantage, and that'll close the gap. And Donnie Moran's son, Devin, coming out of turn 4 in the 99 car.
You almost called him Donnie Moran.
I know, 9 in the books.
Jonathan Davenport has now picked up the tail end of the field. First car to go 1 lap down is going to be the 14 of Trevor Gundaker. Devin quickly closing in on Brandon Overton in a battle for that 2nd spot. And the lead trio will all get just a little tighter now. Again, as they get to the back of the field, James 10 laps in, 40 laps to go.
And the deficit between 1st and 3rd is about 1.6 seconds. It may get even tighter than that. The first 3 out of turn 4. Davenport, Overton, and Moran. Man, a good one developing here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Here comes Devin Moran out of turn 2, Dustin.
Devin Moran going to try to get down to the inside of Brandon Overton in a battle for that 2nd spot. Overton quickly closing back in on the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. Look at Devin Moran, different line. He swung high. Now he's going to try to go low in a battle for 2nd. They both try to get around Trevor Gundaker. Good racing here at Wheatland, Missouri. Brandon Overton in 76. Devin Moran in 99. 13 laps scored. It's still Jonathan Davenport.
Right now, there you are ahead of Ricky Thornton Jr.'s 4th, and it's still Chris Simpson, Justin Duty, Dustin Hughes, Spencer Hughes, Dustin Hodges, Peyton Looney, Chad Simpson, Hudson O'Neill, and Earl Pearson Jr., top 12 here tonight. as they work lap 14 off at turn 4.
14 laps in the books in this one, and Jonathan Davenport. Tell you what, this track is so good. Everyone turning very, very similar lap times, and your race leader Davenport having a hard time trying to work by the back of the field. Now they're almost side by side in front of the race leader. Jeff Herzog in the 11, as well as Dylan McCowan in the 8. Now here comes Brandon Overton in a battle for the lead.
Davenport down low. Brandon Overton's going to try the top. Here comes Moran and the top 3 all together at turn 3. Oh man, Davenport checked up a little bit out at turn 4. Man, it looked like Overton was going to get into the back of Davenport. How about this? A dandy at Wheatland, 16 in the record books between Davenport, Overton, and Devin Moran.
Toss a blanket over the lead trio as that last time by less than 0.6 of a second. Separated the top 3 as they all try to work by the 11 of Jeff Herzog right there. Herzog will change his line down to the bottom of the racetrack. Moran will have to go up high to try to tiptoe around the driver out of Festus, Missouri. Davenport out front. Oh man, Moran still can't get by. Is Moran now going to try to work by the 11 one more time and not let the 76 of Overton out of his crosshairs.
And this is the 50 lap where we're 7 laps shy of the halfway mark. Davenport, he'll work his way around the top rookie in the Lucas Oil MLRA Series, Dylan McCowan, who was 6th in the Show Me 100. Here comes Overton. Here comes Moran. Thornton is still 4th. Chris Simpson 5th. Good battle back here as about, 4th through 8th all together on the main straightaway. But all eyes on this top 3 battle.
Yeah, still a good battle up front. Again, good battle, like you said, James, from about 5th on back. But an even better battle up front with this lead trio playing a high-speed game of cat and mouse through lap traffic here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. 20 laps scored, 30 laps to go. Jonathan Davenport's been able to gain a little bit of breathing room over this battle for second now as Devin Moran tries once again to work by the 76 of Brandon Overton.
Tell you, the last month or so, Moran's found a lot of speed at the scoring line. It is still Overton in the 2nd spot. That was close right there as they come out of turn number 2. Now Moran trying to clear Overton. They go side by side down the back straightaway. Davenport has cleared Hilsebeck and still 76 and 99. Remember what happened here in the Show Me 100. And as they head down the main straightaway, and Devin Moran's got him cleared that last time around. Look who the fastest car on the track is by 0.3 of a second, DJ.
It's that driver right there, the 99 of Devin Moran, as he's going to try to close in now on your race leader, Jonathan Davenport. He's got 1 lap car between himself and the 76 of Brandon Overton. 27 laps remaining. Moran going to change his line now down in turns 1 and 2. So that's your leader, Jonathan Davenport, on the left side of your screen. Devin Moran on the right side of your screen in 2nd. 3rd is the 76 of Brandon Overton. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr., the 20 RT in 4th, and he is quickly closed on the back of the field. Halfway home next time by. 25 now, 25 laps remaining. 5th is Chris Simpson out of Oxford, Iowa in the 32. He's just a little ways back of this battle as Ricky Thornton Jr. looking for redemption here this evening, James.
And they're running 2 wide in front of your leader, Ross Robinson and Garrett Alberson. The last 2 on the lead lap. Now Devin Moran is there. Devin Moran will swing to the outside. We are 26 laps into this one. Oh man, Davenport trying to squeeze between Robinson and Alberson, and he will out of turn 2. Good move. And Devin Moran's going to have to do the same thing. What is he going to do now, Dustin? 27 laps in the books coming up. Moran's got to get around these 2. And at opening, how about that? The sea's almost parted there. Alberson and Moran. Oh man, Overton and Thornton trying to catch those 2 down the back straightaway.
We've got a good one here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Green flag racing other than 1 caution. 23 laps to go, and look at Ricky Thornton Jr. on the high side trying to pick his way through the field. He just took the 3rd spot away from the 76 of Brandon Overton. Overton going to try to cross him back over down the back straightaway. That's Devin Moran in 2nd, just in front of the 20 RT. Whoa. As he hikes the left front up down in turns 3 and 4. Ricky Thornton Jr. going to split him down the front straightaway.
He's still 3rd, but next time around he may be 2nd. Great battle here as they try to go 3 wide. Moran can't make it stick through the middle. Here comes Overton back on the bottom. Meanwhile, they're letting Davenport get away. He stretched it out over 3 seconds. The advantage right now on this terrific battle for 2nd.
And now Ricky Thornton Jr. in sole possession of the 2nd spot with 20 laps to go. He will do what he can to erase a 3.3 second advantage for Superman Jonathan Davenport. So it's Davenport out front. RTJ right now in 2nd. Mired in lap traffic. Devin Moran going to cross him over and try to take that 2nd spot back. Brandon Overton and Fort Spencer Hughes has now worked his way from 10th up inside the top 5.
And we'll talk to the top 5 in Lucas Oil Victory Lane, but right now they're about as straight away ahead as Davenport. These drivers here may be hoping for a caution. We still have 18 to go. Thornton needs to clear Alberson now as he comes out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Whoa, Spencer Hughes went way up top side there. Yes, and brings it back on the track, so he'll lose a spot or 2. Meanwhile, JD still leads at the line. It is still 3.6 seconds for 49.
Yeah, and Thornton was actually quicker that last time by, James, as RTJ was actually able to close about 4/10. It was a 4-second advantage for Jonathan Davenport at one time, as it looked like he was giving the field a good old-fashioned spanking out there. But now Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to close in. He's unable to do so. James Davenport puts another 4/10 on a 4-second lead for Jonathan Davenport.
To put a lap here on Tyler Erb. 35 in the books, 15 to go. It's Davenport, Thornton, Moran, Overton, Duty up to 5th. 6th is Chris Simpson, and Spencer Hughes, Chad Simpson, Hudson O'Neill, Earl Pearson Jr. But those guys got to hope for a caution, because that may be their only chance to catch 49.
15 laps to go here in the Diamond Nationals, presented by Summit Racing Equipment, and this one is all Jonathan Davenport for right now. He had a lead as big as 4 seconds. Meanwhile, Justin Duty has just worked his way inside the top 5, James. An outstanding run for the Oregon native in the 15. And the Gorsuch Performance caution is out as Spencer Hughes has grabbed the wall, and he's got a ton of right side damage on the PCC Motorsports number 11. 37 laps in the books, 13 laps remaining here at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. Jonathan Davenport is your race leader. He's had a lead as big as 4 seconds at one time, James, as this caution will erase that and now set us up for a 12-lap dash to the finish, as we had 38 laps scored, James, at that last fully scored lap. So a 12-lap dash to the finish here in the Diamond Nationals.
All lap cars restart on the back. And there you see the damage. He had ran as high as 4th. He nearly lost it a couple laps before this caution. And the right rear quarter panel and deck in trouble there on the PCC Motorsports car. So Brandon Overton led the first 5 laps. JD has been in control since. Had a very good battle there for the lead between Davenport, Moran, and Overton. Thornton is now second, I believe, the last scored lap. Thornton was the fastest car on the track. So JD will be out front, and we'll still do Delaware double file restarts because we're 11 laps at the end. If we'd been at lap 40, it'd have been single file. So Thornton will have the pick. That's maybe what those guys needed, Thornton, Moran, and Overton. Justin Duty, you mentioned him. Man, what a show he's put on here tonight in 15.
Yeah, absolutely, as he is running good right now. Again, currently sitting inside the top 5 is the driver of the first class Septic Don Frank Floor, sponsored number 15. New race car for Justin Duty. And Ben, you and I talked to him last week. He told you and I just a week ago that he's really starting to get used to this new race car.
Yeah, he debuted that new race car at Deer Creek Speedway, and he has looked strong in it right now, trying to get his first career top 5 in a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series event. And Ricky Thornton Jr., guys, we saw it back at the Show Me 100. He hard charged on Thursday and Friday night. He saved his stuff. Does the 20 RT have some magic here tonight, or is Superman just going to be too much?
Well, we will find out. I'm going to update something I mentioned earlier. I mentioned that there was 38 laps scored. That is incorrect. It is 37, James. We were right on our first assumption. So 37 laps complete, 13 laps to go here in the Diamond Nationals, presented by Summit Racing Equipment. As Spencer Hughes still getting that PCC Motorsports number 11 worked on back in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Meanwhile, while that's going on off the racetrack, field now getting in the Delaware double file restart on the racetrack.
As I mentioned, Hughes has ran high as 4th in this race. So Thornton will have the pick. And looks like he's going to pick the top on Overton. Well,
so yes,
according to our timing and scoring, it's Davenport, Thornton, Overton, Moran.
And then Duty.
And then Chris Simpson, Chad Simpson, Earl Pearson Jr., Hudson O'Neill. Hughes was 10th, and Hodges will now go to 10th. So we'll get it figured out here.
And there's damage on the right rear of Dustin Hodges, number 22H. Also getting word that Spencer Hughes' night is done as they were unable to fix the damage on that PCC Motorsports number 11. So he has gone back to the trailer and called it a night.
We had 21 cars left on the track, now 20 cars. So out of the race, Dalton Wilson, Peyton Looney, Trevor Gundaker, and Logan Martin, and now Spencer Hughes.
So as soon as they get the field realigned, yes,
Overton,
there we got Overton up in the third spot. Devin Moran in fourth. Again, Justin Duty right now rounding out the top 5. So lineup looks good once you get the rest of the field in the Delaware double file restart. Devin Moran to stop to the attention of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials down here on the inside of the racetrack, or maybe had just stopped. He's going to be reassuming his position here when the field goes by in P4.
He should go on the bottom right beside.
Yes.
The 15 of Justin Duty. Tell you, it's not over yet, man. I tell you, it was a heck of a race there for a while, long time between those top 3, and then Davenport's gotten away, but the last completed lap, he was 2.9 seconds. That deficit has been wiped out. So can the 20 RT do Ricky Thornton Jr. things here in the last 13 laps?
Well,
don't ever bet against that guy this year, right?
He is, as he mentioned earlier in one of his interviews, he's been good here lately at Lucas Oil Speedway. But as he told Ben earlier after winning his heat race, that this is a track that really for the first several visits here, he did not run well. He just started kind of taking liking to this place here in the last few races. And
it's July the 15th. He could go over $300,000 here tonight with a strong finish. He's already got $5,000 in his pocket, leading the Summit Racing equipment here at the Diamond Nationals.
And guys, he entered tonight 185 atop the standings. He's already gained 10 tonight by being the All-Star Performance Fast qualifier. A driver right now that really stands to make up major ground in the standings. Jonathan Davenport, 20 points out of 4th behind Tim McCready. That 4th and final spot that locks into the Big River Steel chase for the championship presented by ARB. McCready struggling right now, rides back at 12th.
Absolutely, Ben, thank you so much. As the caution lights have been turned off, there's the Wheatland outlaw Mike Striegel with the green flag in his hand to tell him that they will take that flag next time by. Davenport, Thornton, Overton, Moran, Duty, your top 5. Ricky Thornton Jr. We thought he was choosing the inside lane, James, but instead he has chosen the outside lane now, knowing that Brandon Overton's the driver beside him on this Delaware double file restart. Again, 37 scored, 13 to go.
As I mentioned, Overton of the first 5 laps, he's faded back to 4th, but he's back in it now. 13 to go in Wheatland, Missouri at the Racing for Heroes restart zone. And here comes Jonathan Davenport, and here comes Thornton and Overton into turn 1.
Side by side for second is Brandon Overton, the 76, Ricky Thornton Jr., the 20 RT. Just like the Show Me 100 takes Ricky Thornton Jr., James, a few laps to really get that momentum going up on the very high side of the racetrack. Behind them, an absolute gaggle of cars back there from about 4th on back. We keep it glued, though. This battle for second. Overton on the inside, Ricky Thornton Jr. on the outside. And as those two drivers go side by side for second, Jonathan Davenport pulls away in 49.
Chad Simpson up to 5th, the current Lucas Oil MLRA points leader. 3-time and reigning series champion running in 5th. Down the back straightaway, it's Jonathan Davenport by about 6-7 car lengths, 1.1 as he comes out of turn 4. 10 laps to go in the Diamond Nationals. You mentioned Thornton. Can he get it wound up? Don't count this guy out into turn 1. He's down to 1.1 seconds. Here comes a battle for third. Moran now will get around Brandon Overton.
Yeah, Overton seeing how that high line works for Ricky Thornton Jr., thinking that he might be able to do the same thing as the driver of the 20 RT, and instead it may cost him just a little bit of ground as Devin Moran is able to work underneath the driver of the Wells & Sons Motorsports, number 76. The brothers Simpson going at it behind them in a battle for the 5th spot as Chris is now taking it away from brother Chad.
Yeah, this track is nearly perfect here tonight. They can run all over it. Thorne trying to get a run down the main straightaway. Hang on, Chad Simpson into the wall. He continues on. Earl Pearson Jr. around him. 8 laps to go. It's 1.5. Davenport has stretched it out. And they're going at it. A gaggle cars back here. Hudson O'Neill, Tyler Bruning into turn 3. Justin Duty right in there. And they are going at it.
And very quietly, Earl Pearson Jr. just drove underneath all of them to move up into the 4th position. So it's EPJ in 6th rather. Chris Simpson in 5th, Brandon Overton is fourth. Devin Moran third. Ricky Thornton Jr. second. He's about a second and a half behind your race leader, Jonathan Davenport. And look at this group of cars back here battling for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th.
3 wide into 1. Oh, hang on. Chat's Tyler Bruning, Max Blair, Hudson O'Neill. Highly entertaining there. Up front the lead last time around. Now it's up to 2 seconds for the Blairsville, Georgia driver down the back straightaway. Moran pedaling hard, trying to catch the 20-yard tee for second into turn 3.
And that man's going to catch lap traffic, Jonathan Davenport. As you can see, Dustin Hodges kind of creeping in and out of your screen there. That's the good news if you're the rest of the field. The bad news if you're the rest of the field, there's just 4 laps to go, and it's still nearly a 2-second lead for Jonathan Davenport as we look back on second place, Ricky Thornton Jr. in third place, Devin Moran.
And Davenport cannot get around Dustin Hodges. Let's see, last time around was 1.9. It's going to be less than that. And
as Hodges tried to get off the racetrack, that happened right by the race leader, Jonathan Davenport, and Davenport just lost wholesale ground, James. It was a 1.9 second advantage, and now with 2 laps to go, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Devin Moran are closing in.
white flag next time around. It's 1 second. Here comes Thornton up top. Here comes Devin Moran down the back straightaway. Daniel Hilsebeck, the last car back there, the 22. And they're going to go to the white flag. Do they have time? Here comes Thornton and Moran. Who's going to win the Diamond Nationals? 1 lap to go.
Final time around for your race leader, Jonathan Davenport. It's still a 1 second advantage, but anything can happen on the final lap. Heavy lap traffic in front of your race leader, side by side for second. Through turns 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. It's going to be Superman Jonathan Davenport getting the win. Second is going to go to Devin Moran. Ricky Thornton Jr. will finish third. Brandon Overton crosses fourth. Chris Simpson will round out the top 5. Clarence Earl Pearson Jr. sixth. Tyler Bruning works his way up to 7th. A good run for him. 8th is Justin Duty. An outstanding effort for Duty. Hudson O'Neill finishes 9th, and Tim McCready unofficially rounds out the top 10 as you take a look at your My Race Pass results here from the Diamond Nationals presented by Summit Racing Equipment.
The deficit at the end, Dustin, is 1.466 seconds. The 71st career winner. Right now it's unofficial. They go to the scales, go to the droop check. I tell you, they made it close, but Devin Moran, he made a run on Thornton on that final lap, but and comes home in second.
I tell you what, Jonathan Davenport certainly had to have the hair on the back of his neck standing up there with just a couple laps to go as Dustin Hodges was trying to yield down to the infield, and Davenport was right there in the line of fire as the drivers again have made their way off the racetrack, and I believe we do have an angle of that near miss for Superman Jonathan Davenport. Again, it cost him a full second on the racetrack and enabled Ricky Thornton Jr. and Devin Moran to close in the closing stages of this one. Here's a look at the replay. The first shot from the drone, and look at this. Again, Hodges right there. He got sideways coming up the corner, and I think he'd made the decision to try to go down to the infield, and Davenport just happened to be there. And here's another angle of it as Hodges trying to get to the inside. And man, oh man, you talk about a very, very narrow miss for Jonathan Davenport. There's a lot that could have gone wrong right there.
Right now, unofficially, the Todd Steele Building's hard charge of the race was Tyler Bruning. Started 15th, comes home in 8th here tonight. So a good points night for Davenport and Moran as they try to track down Tim McCready, who is 4th in the championship points.
Yes, a good points night for them and a good points night for your current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader, Ricky Thornton Jr., as RTJ rattles off yet another top 5 here in Lucas Oil action this evening. Again, Overton 4th. And a good run for Chris Simpson tonight, James, as he rounds out the top 5 in the 32. Earl Pearson Jr. finished the 6th. Good run for him, as we mentioned. It was Justin Duty 7th. Hudson O'Neill 8th. Play it again. Bruning was 7th. Justin Duty 8th. Hudson O'Neill 9th. Tim McCready 10th. And those of you that are watching at home, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Victory Lane interviews. The Diamond of Dirt Tracks, Lucas Oil Speedway. Welcome back to Lucas Oil Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, as it is official. Superman Jonathan Davenport is the winner of tonight's Diamond Nationals, and the driver of the Lance Landers Racing ASC Warranty Dyna-Gro Seed Nutrient Ag Solutions Spartan Mower 49 making its way back out on the racetrack. He is a winner for the 4th time in his career of the Diamond Nationals.
His 71st career win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, 3rd all-time behind Scott Bloomquist and Jimmy Owens. Cornette Power Plant under the hood tonight. Jack Cornette on that Longhorn chassis. Lance and Darla Landers, the car owners. Corey Fostved, the crew chief. Vinny Giuliani. Michael Bigsby, right? He's still on the crew.
Yes.
Tyler Bragg has helped him. Been all good for last year's #1 ranked dirt late model driver as he wins. We had gone 6 for 6 in the last few weeks in Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and Davenport goes back-to-back, winning at Davenport Speedway earlier this week and here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. And Ben, Superman did it. What a great battle for second on back, though. We had a good battle for that lead for quite some time as Davenport pulls away 1.466 seconds at the finish.
Yeah, the battle for second went to the line with Devin Moran getting around in that final corner, but for the 6th time this year, Wheatland feature winner Jonathan Davenport as he brings this Lance Landers Motorsports #49 into Summit Racing Equipment Victory Lane here tonight, winning the CMH 17th Annual Diamond Nationals presented by Summit Racing Equipment. I guess I want to thank General Tire, co-title sponsor on this event, as we wait on JD to make his way out. And race fans, $15,000 richer. Jonathan Davenport, your winner here tonight. Steering wheel in hand, checkered flag. He's going to let it rest, and he's going to hold that steering wheel high, drop on the roof. 2nd straight win with the Tour. 71st career win with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series for Jonathan Davenport. Hey, JD, this door, the wheel mark on it tells the story. What went through your mind with 2 to go when the lap car was headed to the infield as you were coming to 2 to go?
Let's keep it PG to what I said in the car. No, I couldn't believe it, really. I messed up, and he got away from me the lap before right there, so I thought if I could hug the bottom right there and he'd slide up again, I might could, get a good run on him. And I don't know, something broke or whatever in his car. He was just going to – he might have seen the layover flag and was just going to pull off, and he turned left, and I didn't have nowhere to go. So luckily, my right front was far enough ahead of him. I didn't hit wheels with him with the steering wheel. So luckily, it didn't cut a right rear down, and, it was just our night.
$15,000 tonight. You got $10,000 at Davenport back on Tuesday. And you said you guys got buried a little bit to start the year, but it's turned around. What's been the biggest key to this turnaround?
I just keep throwing stuff at it. We stuck in our ways for a long time there at the beginning of the year just because we had such a good year last year. And we thought, same cars, same shocks, everything should work the same. But that's just the way this dirt late model racing goes. It's like you get too complacent and you quit working, and everybody catches up. So we went to work, and normally that's what happens. You learn a whole lot more what not to do than what to do. But finally, my guys never give up on me. Vinny and Tyler and Corey's been working really hard, and we all been putting our heads together with back with Matt at Longhorn and everybody at Bilstein. We just been working. That's just plain and simple, and we finally stumbled on some things that I liked, and so maybe we'll just keep it rolling with this. Obviously, we won 2 in a row now, and with the same car, and just really fortunate to have great supporters behind me, and because you just it's such a humbling sport. Sometimes you can get on your high horse and you get knocked down really quick. So just think Nutrient Ag Solutions with Steve Martin and ASC Warranty, Dyna-Gro Seed, like I said before, Longhorn Chassis, Bilstein Shocks, VP Fuels, all my other supporters. I can't thank them enough just for sticking with us.
It's a long season still to go, but you now move in 4th in the standings. The Big River still chase for the championship presented by ARP. How important is that for this team to be making these gains as we go toward a record $200,000 points title?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely important. This is the time we need to get going. It's tight with me and Devin and Timmy, and also Brandon. So there's 4 of us and only 2 spots. So there's some really good guys out there that's not going to make it in. I think Hudson and Ricky, they're way out there, so they're pretty safe. So we got to claw for everything we can right now, and every position matters now.
Race fans, he's a 4-time Diamond Nationals champion. Jonathan Davenport, your feature winner here tonight. Coming home in position number 2 on the Big River Steel podium. He took coming to the checkered flag. Devin Moran, second on the podium here tonight, and you took it coming out of 4 to the checkered flag. How were you able to climb into that second spot there on the last circuit?
Our Double Down Motorsports Longhorn was just really good again. I feel like that's 3 seconds in a row, so it's good to be up front, but man, I feel like I get on these second streaks and it sucks sometimes. But congrats to JD. He did a really good job, and I just got held up in lap traffic a little bit, and then I thought I was supposed to be in third on that restart, so I want to go back and look at the replay and see what happened. But all in all, just the car was really good tonight.
This place, a Show Me 100 win, a second tonight. Are you hoping maybe in another month we come back to Lucas Oil Speedway again?
Yeah, I've obviously finished second here the first time too, but obviously we're getting better and better because we passed Ricky tonight, and last time we were here he checked out on us. But I never really had a great track record here, but I will say the track was awesome tonight. We raced all over it there for a while. We were like the top 3. We were all running up front, but once again, I just want to thank Roger Sellers, Robbie, Casey Connor, Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Haskell's Hauling, Red Oak Pub, CarSourceAuto.com, McHugh's. I just have so many great sponsors. Midwest Sheet Metal, I know Chris always comes out here and hangs out, so it's cool to see him and hang out with him. Lincoln Smith Racing, Bill Stein Shocks, and I want to thank these fans for coming out. It was a pretty good crowd tonight, so I'm excited to head to Houston next week.
Race fans, Devin Moran, second here tonight. DJ and James, I'm going to throw it back up top for just a second. We'll catch up with our third place finisher.
So good, as you mentioned, the 4th time that Jonathan Davenport has won the Diamond Nationals here, a tradition here at Lucas Oil Speedway since 2007 when Brian Burkhofer, DJ, won the very first one. And
yes, I'm glad I got my headset back.
I'm glad you did. You didn't get the one that was struck by lightning last night.
I did not get the one that was struck by lightning last night, no, but a driver that maybe feels like he's been struck by lightning finishes 3rd here this evening. He's caught up with Ben Shelton.
That's right. Rounding out the Big River Steel podium tonight, Ricky Thornton Jr. And Ricky, you were second going into 3 on the last lap. You end up 3rd, and it seemed like maybe the car just wasn't as good as what you had here back in May.
I think we were really good. I just wish they wouldn't have got it as muddy as they did. It took us kind of there a while for it to get slick. We had harder tires on it than these guys did, so I really didn't want that yellow. I think before that, I don't know if we would have ran them down, but at least we could have had a shot at it. I think we could have ran second there, but hell, I'd rather run third trying to go for a win than it would be to follow him around the bottom. So congrats to JD. He was pretty good all night. So we'll go back to work. We got a really good car, so I'm not too worried about it.
Ricky Thornton Jr., he rounds out the Big River Steel podium here tonight at Wheatland. And now our 4th place finisher, Brandon Overton. And Brandon, night, another top 5 finish. You guys are sitting on the race car, but just shoot me straight right now. Are you more happy with where you headed, or are you still feeling frustrated?
Obviously, I'm still feeling frustrated when you can't, you just can't get after it. I start up there and just back up. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on it, and it ain't always gonna be easy, So just want to thank all my sponsors and everybody for standing behind me. Yeah, awesome crowd tonight. Chris Davis is here. We don't get to race around him much, so glad he's there. And just want to thank all my other sponsors and my crew. They've been busting their butt. Yeah, we'll take our 4th and going down the road.
Georgia's Brandon Overton comes home in position 4. Rounding out the Penske Shocks top 5 tonight, Iowa's Chris Simpson. And Chris, you and your brother had a heck of a battle there late in the race. You got away from him. A top 5 tonight against a lot of guys you don't get to race against a whole year. How big was this for this team?
It's big. We've been good all year. We were running 5th the other night at Davenport and got hot and had to pull in. So, I feel like our stuff's good enough to run with these guys. We just had to put a whole night together. So we were probably a little different tire than everybody else up front. We had a little softer right rear, so that caution helped me later. But just want to thank all the fans, Hoker Trucking, C&J Trucking, Randy Davidson, Hot Rod Septic, my dad, ITI, HD Equipment, everybody who helps me out, man. It takes an army, and it's just me and one other crew guy. We bummed a guy from the shop this week, so got my boy with me, and we're heading to Florida next week to watch my daughter play volleyball. So go tomorrow and see what we got, and hopefully end the weekend good.
James and DJ, Chris Simpson rounds out the Penske Shocks top 5 in car number 32.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. That was your top 5 here tonight from the Diamond Nationals at Lucas Oil Speedway.